I remember some of the Christian groups, without mentioning names, when I used to live in rural Canada, they don't go to the medicine because they rely on God. They think that going to a medicine, she has a broken arm and she doesn't go to get her arm fixed because that contradicts with relying on God. And that is wrong. That is wrong. Similarly, you have a psychological problem that manifests in very serious ways, and you don't seek help because you have faith. No, that's a different story. I have faith, but my arm is broken. I have to fix my arm. I cannot just say I have faith and my arm doesn't need to be fixed. And I've seen cases like that actually back in Canada. Some people who live in the countryside and they form certain sects within Christianity. They don't believe in going to a doctor. They think going to a doctor is actually a bid'ah from their perspective. Similarly, it's the same thing. We need to seek help. If you feel that your psychology is compromised. And yes, the science, we now are sitting here in an academic setting, trying to revise the science and talking about Islam and strategy and all that. But at the end, psychology is real as a defined field, as bones are, and heart and brain. And if you have a problem with your eye and you don't want to go to an optometrist because you rely on Allah, no, that's unacceptable from the Islamic point of view. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم said, تداووا عباد الله فإن الله ما خلق داء لا خلق له دواء. Seek help, seek medicine. It's not obligation. You might you might say, no, I prefer not to deal with that. Fine, it's not obligation to seek medicine. But really, if you are in need and great need, it is highly recommended that you seek medicine. There's nothing shameful or un-Islamic about it, all of that. Especially if they know that the psychologist is not going to drive the patient in a wrong way. I'm noticing, unfortunately, with some of the questions from young youth of Islam, sometimes they go to a counselor and the counselor is giving them a very bad idea from an Islamic perspective. The counselor, uh, encourages them to boycott their parents, for example. For example. And Allah said, even if they ask you to be a kafir, you stay friends with them. Fine, we can find ways to deal with the problem between you and your parents. But the psychological um, advice cannot be to do a sin or to harm your parents or to harm yourself or to, I don't know, change who you are just because you have some thoughts. They ask you to change a male to a female or otherwise, or any of these things. From the Islamic point of view, unacceptable. So I can understand that some people have concerns, but a Muslim psychologist who develops trust, inshallah, would inshallah be helpful. It's important. Give them that example. You have a broken arm, you have to seek help. You cannot say I'm faithful.